How's it going, guys? So if you're looking at this video, you are probably wondering if you should spend all your money buying one of the top of the line 3D printers for your hobby, or you should probably spend a reasonable amount and get a 3D printer that you can get started with as a total 3D printing beginner. And I am making this video because I went through the exact same route. Everything for me, 3D printing started probably 4 weeks ago when I started researching about buying a 3D printer. And a month later, I have two of the most popular 3D printers out there on the market. And arguably, both of them are being praised as one of the best examples of what a 3D printer should be. Okay, so over here is the Bambu Lab P1S, and over there is the Bambu Lab H2D. Now, none of those printers, as of today, is Bambu Lab's newest and the best offerings. However, you don't really have to go with the newest and the best offerings because usually they cost quite a lot more money, and the improvements are not that significant. And that's why I'm making this video, to make you guys aware or help you make a decision on which printer should you get. Now, by the time I'm making this video to have it published, my P2S will probably already arrived in my studio, because I am replacing my P1S with a P2S only because it is more similar to H2D in terms of shared components and shared features. So it will be easy for me to manage those printers in my studio. Now, I have absolutely no complaint about P1S because it has been uber reliable. This little microphone holder that you see is printed on the P1S, and a lot of other things that I made, for the most part, is printed on the P1S. And nowadays I don't use H2D quite often, only because my needs for printing at this stage, 4 weeks in, is still mostly PLA and PETG single color materials. So even the things that I print over here with 2 colors, they are not multiple colors. So do you really need H2D to print more than 2 materials? The answer is absolutely not. Okay. If you need to print multiple materials, you can definitely get started for less than, I would say, $350. And that's if you buy a Bambu Lab, I would say less than $380 if you buy a Bambu Lab A1 with AMS Light Kit, or less than $340 if you buy the Bambu Lab A1 Mini with the AMS Light. Both of those are going to be cheaper alternatives to if you want to print multicolor, as opposed to P1S with a AMS setup. The P1S can support both AMS and AMS2 Pro, with provided you have the correct buffer to connect the AMS2 Pro onto the P1S. Then you can print multicolor. However, that setup is going to cost you at a minimum $550 plus tax. If you go with AMS2 Pro with P1S, it's going to be $600, I believe, or $620 on Bambu website as listed. If you go with the original AMS with no drying heating function with the P1S, it costs you $550. You see, I don't talk about H2D as much. That is, again, really because I think for a beginner to start out, the H2D is really, really, really an overkill. And I almost want to say waste of money to spend over, well, my kit over there costs $2,500. And hopefully I'm going to try to find ways to make the money back by hopefully designing some 3D components and successfully selling them. But Again, if you're just starting out, you could design 3D components and sell them with just P1S, unless you're designing something that is much, much larger. And for now, for Wixing, I haven't seen that need. So I guess at this stage of the video, you probably already got a sense which printer I'm gonna suggest if you're just starting out. For sure, it's gonna be the P1S because it's so easy to use and it's so reliable and consistent. Only a couple of failed prints, and all the failed prints are due to my own error and nothing on the 3D printer itself. So if you want something slightly more fancy, okay, compared to P1S, and again, as I said, by publishing of this video, this is probably already be replaced with the P2S. The P2S adds the convenience features found on the H2D, and it's not as big. And it uses the same print head, it uses the same AI detection enabled camera. And those two parts are the icing on the cake on top of the P1S. But again, they are not essential for you to get started on enjoying your 3D printer. Okay. So yeah, P1S is going to be your best choice based on my experience. And at this stage, I am really pushing for Bambu products because just based on my own user experience, it is so easy to set up. It's so easy to get started. And Bambu's ecosystem of the makerworld.com really will hook you onto 3D printing. And if you're really interested in designing your own stuff, this is a great place to start as well. And there are many other CAD design softwares you could use to design your own stuff very easily if you are really determined to learn. And to plug everything back into the printer and start printing stuff out, it's just so convenient. Now, I'm sure other 3D printer manufacturers are trying to catch up to what Bambu has really offered to the consumers. Some of the brands that I always hear a lot, FlashForge, Creality, DIQI, I think, and Prusa, of course, is another competitor of the Bambu that started out with this 3D printing revolution. Have all their own advantages and, of course, disadvantages. But if you are just a total beginner starting out, I would highly suggest spend just a few hundred dollars extra and getting to the Bambu ecosystem. And if later on you feel like your skill advanced, you could get a few more cheaper printers to start out because in terms of, functionality, they probably gonna do the same thing if you know how to tweak and adjust your settings on your filaments and on your printer, right? So you could do that later on, but for you to enjoy the experience, I really suggest, from a consumer point of view, starting out with a Bambu Lab printer, okay? If you don't want to spend this much money, start out again on the Bambu's A1 series or A1 mini. They will get you hooked on day one. And I guarantee you that it's just so easy to get started on. So this video is made to tell you guys the lesson that I learned is to not start out on the H2D. It's really a overkill. And it's really a waste of money. I could probably have bought more P1S and have them all set up over here than spending that money on H2D. I don't really want to return it. Again, my goal right now is set to really design my own products and be able to sell them and hopefully recoup on the money that I spent getting everything started out. And again, at the end of this video, I'm telling you that those two printers are not top-of-the-line printers for Bambu now. Top-of-the-line printer for the larger print volume for Bambu is going to be H2C, which supports up to 7-color multicolor printing. Fantastic, right? But do you really need 7 colors for my own needs? No. So I wouldn't want to recommend that printer to a lot of folks. Only folks who prints for cosplay, who prints a lot of those organic 3D models that they love to print. But for actual application engineering, you really don't need a H2C to start out. For the P1S upgrade, the P2S, yes, it is really nice. It is fantastic. It is so easy to use, and it offers a 256 by 256 by 256 printing volume, and everything's improved on the P1S. Do you really need that to start out? Absolutely not. Like, I love my P1S. If I started out with P1S and I don't know the H2D existed, I would probably still be just using this P1S to print everything and sharing my videos and experiences with you. So that's a takeaway I want you guys to take from this video. And right now, pretty much every single printer is on sale during the Thanksgiving holiday season, Black Friday, whatever. The P1S, you could get just the new machine by itself without AMS for $399, brand new. I wouldn't do that. I would always suggest you to get the AMS combo if possible, because that will make your life so much easier. I am selling my P1S, and I could tell you the price I'm selling it at with all the upgrades that I did. LED light strip, the front shatterproof panel. I'm selling it on Facebook Marketplace for $380, which again, I think to me, it's a steal for everybody looking for a printer to start out. But again, people want to lowball me and want to offer me $300 for it. For now, I just cannot justify selling it for that low, because this printer holds its value on its own. I could for sure just keep it indefinitely and use it to print everything I want to print. That would be an alternative. But again, that's just my own opinion. This printer is going to hold its value because it's still consistently providing value for me in my daily use. So there you go. I hope you guys found this video helpful. And if you did, please do hit the like button or subscribe to my channel as I share more 3D printing related tips, reviews, and other fun stuff out for you guys. So thanks again, and take care.